And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. Makes it past the marker. Off to the races to the right. He's at the 20. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Washington!
And as a coach, you're just hoping your offense can take the field on the first series of the game and create a little bit of momentum, get into a rhythm. How about that running play? Hitting a home run early in this game. You know that's got the sidelines all juiced up.
And he's coming out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Tosses it back. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
Well, it wasn't great field position to start with, and it's getting worse now. The defense gets a sack. They're getting aggressive up the field. They get to the QB, and they're sending a message.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. They'll give it to the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. On the ground, it's Moulton. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one.
You wonder about that play call on 3rd and long, maybe just trying to get themselves a little bit more real estate, but it didn't fool the defense. They create another negative play. Now deep in the opponent's territory, the defense has just been dominant on this drive.
A fair catch is called for. It'll give them great field position. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Wow, how about the stop-start speed? That reminds you of Napoleon Kaufman or Bishop Sankey, Myles Gaskin, great Washington Husky running backs of years past that just made defenders look silly because of that stop-start ability. This dude has some wheels.
Offense picking up steam. 1st and 10 from the 31. Looking for a crease to the left. Turning it on. Runs it all the way down to the 8-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. It'll be 1st and goal.
Great execution by this offense. The running game coming through, perfect fashion. Breaks the big run, finishes inside the 10.
And they do a great job of blocking downfield with their wide receivers, too. And all of a sudden now, this offense knocking on the door.
On 1st and goal, let's see what Washington does. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They keep pushing forward, now back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. Pulls it on the bootleg fake. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Quarterback now has to make sure his guys are dialed in. You can't make any more mistakes. Giving up a negative play on 2nd down by the goal line, you've got to be really smart with this football.
It's 3rd and goal and a long way from the end zone. Runs through the tackle. They rode their running back, but he could not make it. It'll be 4th down.
I like the way this offense is ending the first half. Like, putting a good drive together. I like the running down here in this area. You got to be physical in this part of the field. You've got a good lead. You've got a chance to go in the half with more momentum, continue to run the ball, eat the clock, and put some points on the board.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Iowa has the ball back on offense. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. They'll leave it with him. Got a little space. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. There he goes. At the 20. And he slipped through the crowd and he'll house it. Touchdown, Hawkeyes.
Love the play call offensively. They knew the defense were crowding a lot of bodies close to the line of scrimmage, and once they were able to get into the 2nd level, all they had to do was make one guy miss and get one good angle. And with the speed that ball carrier has, man, that thing was a sure shot touchdown.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. These teams putting up some early points, and now they have it back up 10-7. Hold it, finds his man on the left. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
And those aren't the guys I'm leaving open on defense. These slot wide receivers, they've got the space in the middle of the field to work. I got to make sure that I got somebody inside of him. I got somebody outside of him. I can't give him the football because a lot of times these guys, they're good with it after the catch. They got that quickness. They got that speed. And he showed some of it there.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Give to the running back. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
It's 3rd down, and they have to get it to the 42 to move the sticks. Williams looking for a man. Grabbed over the middle. It's Boston. Running wide open down the gut of the field. Touchdown, Husky. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you had my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short, and he did the rest of the work.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Hands it off on the counter. Forges ahead. Picks up about 3 to the 29.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive. Stick your foot in the ground. Pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
They've gotten this thing up and running fast, back and forth. We're inside a minute to play in the first. Out of the gun to give to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And just a great job by the defense being stout. Right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
You can feel and hear the purple rain all the way across Lake Washington. Third down coming. He did not make it a stone wall on third down.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
The kick is high and away and headed toward the sideline. Making sure there's no return on that one as the punt sails out of bounds. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. Reads it, fires complete. They corral him out of bounds, mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. On the ground, it's Coleman. Past the first down marker and still running. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. How about these two running games so far? Dominance on the ground as we look at the first quarter stats. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. They've got a first down here to open the period. They're going to go right back to him on first down. Shakes off the defender. They make the tackle at the 33, but he's ripped off 15 yards and picked up a first down.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting first downs and staying on the field. And you saw another great example right there running the football. Anything they want to do right now is working.
Defense looks like they're about to bring the house. From the gun, the running back has it.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. He leaves it with the back. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The Huskies love to ride this running game. What a day he's putting up. Somewhere Bishop Sankey is smiling.
And don't confuse yourself. Like, let's not make this hard. If I'm on offense, all the UW fans are saying the same thing. Feed that man the ball. He continues to be productive every single time he touches it.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
And the Huskies are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Williams will pass. He's got the back in the middle. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short.
You know, that's one as a quarterback. You've thrown the completion, and you're like, dude, can you just turn around and make one guy miss and go get the first? Or can you just stretch out and get the first down? You need your guys to have a little bit more awareness where they are in the field on that play. And even though they got the completion, it's not enough to pick up the first. And now you're staring 4th down right in the face.
We'll see if this offensive line is ready for the blitz. All down, and they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. You know, some people think it's a gamble, but sometimes it's really not. It's just a smart play to go for it on 4th down.
One thing you know is you're only going to have so many possessions. So the more you punt, the more you give it up, obviously you're not going to score. And the field position game is kind of going out the window. So, yes, you definitely go for it more, and you've seen more success and you've seen more points than ever.
They're going to ride this running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, there's a statement by the defensive line. 1st down play, expecting run, and they just dominated up front. Beat their one-on-ones and forced a tackle for a loss.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. Williams looking for a man. Under fire. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Splits the uprights. Good. And now the lead is even bigger. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Fires to the wideout. Oh, it's picked off. No room to return, but no problem after making a play like that, and they'll have it at the 25.
Some defensive players just have a knack. I've played with guys throughout the course of my career that you can't coach it. It's not speed, it's not strength. It's literally, I know when to break on the football, how to go get it, and how to pull it in. It's just a knack.
The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. So last time, David, they ate up some clock, ran a bunch of plays, but settled for the field goal.
Yeah, but they're still up, Reese, and I like where I'm at. And if I'm on offense right now, my job is to put another long drive together, eat more clock, and get another score.
Just got to be better in the red zone this time around. When they get down close to the goal line, you need better execution to put a touchdown on the board here.
Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Williams will pass. Looking for the score. Touchdown, Huskies. And they take it in for 6 more points.
And that's his second receiving touchdown of the game. My man is just finding pay dirt. Tell you what, these are the kind of guys that you continue to feature throughout a game when he can do this kind of damage after he catches the football.
And the extra point is good, and the lead moves to 20. They got the ball in great field position, and bam, bam, 2 plays and into the end zone. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Give to the running back. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. And the Hawkeyes want to pick up the tempo. Wants to go up top. Fires to the tight end. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Oh, they're after him. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum.
I'll tell you something. In college football, you're lucky if you get 2 interceptions in a season. This guy now has 2 interceptions. In the first half of this game, he's been reading the quarterback's eyes, and he has been everywhere, an absolute ball hawk.
Good field position here as they start this drive from their 43. Williams looking for a man. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him, and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
With the catch, it's Green. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
That's a really nice route there by the slot receiver on the slant. He took his time, he set up the DB, put his foot in the ground, crossed his face.
Got quite a ways to go to keep this drive going. It's third down from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll try to do it himself. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down. The Huskies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. Tosses it incomplete. They're dealing with a second and long. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Makes the catch along the sidelines and steps out of bounds.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long.
Fly trumpet! Fly trumpet!
Williams will pass. pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this defense had some matchups they felt really good about up front, and they won one right there, getting to the quarterback, creating a negative play, and they're going to need these guys to start winning more of those because they are finding themselves in a hole here early in the game.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. Washington sends out the punt team. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Here's the punt high into the air. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. So that's going to do it here in the first half. Stay tuned for the halftime break. He'll put total leather and get this second half started. And he's going to bring this one out. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
They'll go right back to him. He's stuffed after picking up one to the 23.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those five guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those five offensive linemen.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Makes the grab on the left. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a first down.
Quick release on the RPO. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play.
It's definitely the wide receiver's job to create space, right? So whether you're running a go or you're running a hitch like this right here, I got to find a way to push off legally or just create a little bit of space and get some positive yards.
He goes down at the 47 after a 5-yard pickup.
A lot of times on second down, you're thinking pass, especially second, maybe in a little bit long. Really good job by the offense, committing to the running game, getting the first down really easily.
The Hawkeyes are moving quickly down the field. They'll ride the hot hand. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
They'll try the run. And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. finds his big tight end. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
Hey, really nice job on defense, too, understanding the situation. It's third down. We're fine giving up completions right there. We're not giving up the first down. We're keeping the football and the ball carrier in front of us, and we're tackling the catch. Awesome job, and now you've set up fourth down.
Needs it to keep this drive alive. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
How nice is it to have a running back with this guy's skill set, right? That's not a guaranteed gimme fourth down conversion either, but still, they trust in him to find the crease and keep this drive alive.
To the ground. He's got it again. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Oh, it's a reverse. What a tackle in the backfield. He'll lose 6 on the play.
Nice job by this defense staying home, not getting fooled. When the ball goes away from me, I don't just chase blindly across the field. They see the reverse, and I love the speed, the close, and the tackle. They get a tackle for a loss on that gadget-type play.
They've methodically worked the ball down the field. 11th play of the drive coming up, but this one 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. They go to the wide receiver screen. Really strong job by the defense. A negative play on 3rd down. And the Hawkeyes will send out the punt unit. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. From the gun, running back on the move. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And you got to do a better job up front right there. That run was doomed from the get-go. Nowhere to go. The back gets hit as soon as he gets the football. Hard to succeed as a running back when you get the ball and you get clogged.
Williams looking for a man. Makes a connection. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
Listen, QBs and wide receivers got to be on the same page, and then you got to know when to throw that curl route. It's got to be on time, right when the wide receiver breaks so the DB can't catch up. Nice job, QB and wide receiver, being on the same page, getting some positive yardage.
And the Huskies are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Defense wants to bring the heat. Rides the back and leaves it. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
That has got to be so demoralizing for the defense. You haven't been able to stop this guy all game long. And here on 3rd down, they're handing it off to him anyway because they don't think you can stop him. This defense right now, you see a lot of people hanging their heads a little bit because they're not playing with tons of confidence.
Off play action on first down. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the D.
Yeah, and great job by the linebacker understanding what to do in zone coverage. I drop, I take my steps. When that quarterback's feet get set, my feet get set. I break on the football. Nice break. Way to go break that up and swat it down.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Bringing the heat. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
The Huskies come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way.
Great job by the defense here, forcing the fumble on the wide receiver. Look, understanding the ball came out quick. I got to break, get Hats to the football, secure the tackle, try to get that football out. Nice turnover, nice hustle by this defense.
Iowa has the ball back on offense. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if...
Gashes him in the middle. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Iowa!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. The give to the back. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
Well, we're not quite in the fourth quarter yet. We're almost there, but you're seeing the attitude shift now for this offense. They've got the lead, so they've got to be able to run the football. You're going to see a lot more of that, I think, as this game keeps going on. They're trying to wear this defense down when the game is almost over.
Right back to the well. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run. Big catches, big plays, tons of yards through three quarters for these two guys.
27, Iowa,
14. So we open the final period with a third down play. Williams will pass. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Finds a spot in the middle. Oh, there were a few steps there. He was thinking touchdown, but they finally get him down after the big pickup at the 25.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to...
He caught it! Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it, first and goal.
You got to love how they just continue to do what they do. It's the fourth quarter. You got to lead. There's no reason to get conservative. We're a passing offense. Great job on first down. Better job on second down. This offense continuing to stay in a rhythm.
Motion from the wideout. On the ground. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Here's the pressure. Touchdown, Washington. Fitted in the window for the score.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
And the extra point right down the boulevard is there now up 20 in the fourth. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. He stopped at the 23, a couple yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea... And it's picked off for the third time today. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's pass, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
We'll see the offense make its way onto the field here, hoping for a successful drive. On the run, it's Washington. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. A run for the quarterback. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs, so it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going, but moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
It'll be 3rd and long. Williams looking for a man. Right down the middle. And it's incomplete on 3rd down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look there. 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. And that will extend their lead even further.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, 4th quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we're looking pretty good.
Iowa has the ball back on offense. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week.
You know, at this point of the game, guys, trailing the way they are late in the game, check down throws are not going to get it done. You've got to be more aggressive in the passing game. You're going to have to just start taking shots.
The Hawkeyes with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Back to pass. Here comes the heat. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
If I had told you that one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football was going to have less than 200 yards passing in this game, you might not have had that on your bingo card, but that's what's in fact happened. This defense has done an outstanding job getting pressure on him like they did right there, getting the sack.
Throws for the tight end. And they weren't able to make the connection they were looking for. Play.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. Know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes, bring the speed on the field, and get ready to play the pass.
Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And it's picked off for the 4th time today. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Gets it inside the 30, down to the 27, a pickup of 6.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few 1st downs, and get a W.
And the Huskies can really attack on this 2nd and short. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Just on the edge of the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 21. The run from the shotgun. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The quarterback takes a knee. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. And this one is just about in the books. The defense can stop the clock one more time as the offense takes a knee.
I love the awareness by the defense there. 3rd and long, everybody in the building thinking this is going to be a pass. But up front, they were very, very aware that they might see run. And they did a really good job playing with their eyes. They rally to the ball, they get the TFL, and now they set up 4th and long.
Environment can have a major impact on even the most composed, well-prepared team. So how much did the crowd play a factor in this upset?
Well, this is what makes college football so great, the home crowd and how they were able to impact this game. No doubt about it, David, they played a big factor.
And they're still jacked up, and they're still excited. They play a big factor, and it affects everything. College football, road atmospheres, they're tough. Even when the team isn't ranked like they weren't today, these are the types of moments that can jump up and bite you.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.